Meet my friend Obi. I've known him for a very long time, and he just started his own cargo van business. The cargo van business has become very, very popular, and a lot of people want to get into this space because of the low overhead and the easy startup. But we're going to find out from Obi if that's actually true, or is it all just a facade?
What you want to know about? What questions
Tell
you
me
got?
about what it's like being on the road.
Being on the road is fun, man. Obviously the worst part about being on the road to me is going through places with, like going through the mountains and stuff. But other than that, seeing the world in its natural form is a beautiful thing, and I'm glad, like, if more than anything, like, obviously I'm thankful that I'm able to do this, taking the leap, building your own brand, your own business, your own source of income, betting on yourself. Other than that, I'm thankful to have the opportunity to quote unquote say that I get paid to travel the world. My first couple weeks doing this, I've been to places I never thought I would go. Places I never would have the business to go there for. North Dakota for one. Just one of them places that you just hear about, like, man, what's going on in North Dakota? Man, who actually lives in North Dakota? But when you're doing business, it's business in North Dakota. Like I said, my first couple weeks, I ended up in North Dakota. I ended up in Minneapolis for the first time. And obviously when I was there, I had like a little bit of time. So I was able to go and visit the Mall of America. Everybody knows about the Mall of America. Mall of America is one of those places like, man, one day I want to go to the Mall of America. But other than Mall of America, what real reason do I have to really go there for real? I don't know nobody for real. No fam, nobody I went to school with that I know of. So other than that, like, that's just a landmark. Like, damn, I heard about this. I would like to visit it. So doing this and just being over the road, like, you get to do stuff like that. You get to run into things that you would only think about, so to say, versus just like, dang, all right, cool. Like, I don't know too many people that's just gonna be like, okay, throughout this year, I want to go see this monument. I want to go to this place and this place, and they actually set out to do it.
How long did it take you to make the decision to step out on your own to do this?
It didn't take me too long, for real. I'd say probably like right before I had my son, this idea was just in the back of my head. I didn't know when I was going to get started. I didn't know when I would get the bread to even just, get the course to invest into myself.
Okay, so you bought a course.
I did. I got a van course. I got the van course for, they give you the steps on how to get a van, how to go about doing it the right way. They have the whole trucking, dispatching. So I got the van and the dispatching. The van wasn't that hard. To me, it was a breeze. It was like, okay, they give you the information, it's self-explanatory. When you get to the dispatching, I started on the dispatching, and that course was way longer, way more detailed. So I was like, okay, let me just focus on this van first. Once I get the van, then I'll, try to do what goes hand in hand. Because, yeah, initially I did have it to where I wanted to set up my own trucking company, like have, my van, my own personal dispatcher. But like I said, when other things come to play and a lot more money need to be spent, I was like, okay, well, there's options. You get what I'm saying? There's ways you can get into this without having to spend the biggest of bags. Mm-hmm. A way that you can get into this, still make your money, and as long as you're doing it properly, you can still grow that money to be able to do what you really want to do. Or just by the way that I'm doing it, like I said, with me using the company V3, I can still create my own fleet.
And what about like how much you paid for the course?
The course I caught on sale. So the course I caught on sale for probably $100, but initially it was a $700 course.
Wow, so you caught a good deal that turned into an entrepreneur, turned you into an entrepreneur by catching that good deal.
Right. And before the deal, I was still gonna, like I said, I was still trying to figure out when I was gonna just have the money to invest in the course. So that's just the money I was figuring out, like, okay, well, when am I gonna get $700 to just purchase this course so I can just get into it and get it started. Just so you can see, like right now it's on sale for $59.
Okay.
And like I said, that just comes with a lot of different stuff, and they have different courses. But like I said, you get caught up in that, up to $4,000 to $8,000 a month. I'm like, yeah, that's about what I need. Like you can do 4 at a warehouse job. But like I say, when you want to do stuff that on your own, like you don't want to go punch nobody client, you don't want to, they always hating on me at work, they always, overseeing, the usual problems that most people might have at work, or especially for those ones that don't necessarily want to work for nobody. Even when you're working for yourself, you still gotta work for somebody. You gotta be more disciplined than you would working for somebody, because you can go to work and slack off. Try slacking off with your own business. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just wake up one day and be like, I don't want to do it. Cool. If you get to that point where the money's there, that's what we doing this for. Obviously, you get what I'm saying? Like, we're doing this because we want to buy back our time. Like, time and money go hand in hand. If you ain't got the money, you don't have the time. But if you have the money, you most definitely have the time. So, when I be telling people, like, you got to make the money so you can buy the time that you really want. All that spending time at home and kids and being there for every little school event, every important part that, we as parents, like, would love to catch for real. If your priorities ain't together, it's going to be hard for you to make everything. It's going to be hard to, a lot of us want to overgive and, don't want our children to experience nothing we've experienced, like nothing. But I feel like most of us really ain't trying to ensure that our priorities and our finances are in the right realm for us to do exactly just that, give them exactly what we didn't experience as a kid, everything that we missed out on, everything that we wanted to do. Granted, you can say spoiling them, but
would you say that you making this move have given you a better lifestyle as far as the income goes?
Yes, it's definitely given me that. And also, just like I say, just the lifestyle, the income, the freedom to say when I want to do, the freedom to, like I said, even though I'm leased on, this isn't a no force. This isn't a forced dispatching. So whatever they call me with, if I don't like it or it don't make sense, I don't have to take it. Some people still get caught up in certain situations where it's like, okay, you still got to do that. You still got to go. You still got to take it, even if you don't want to go. You might know it's 5, 6, 7 feet of snow where you about to go, but because you're in a forced dispatch, you got to take that load. If they call me with it, I'm like, what was that? Even last week, right? Last week they called me, hey, how you feel about going to Colorado? I said yes anyway, but they didn't win the bid on the load. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, just overall having, and I think that's what a lot of us really strive for, is really the freedom to work when we want, the freedom to spend as much time as we possibly can with our kids, because we're not bound to a 12-hour work day, and we only get to see our kids when we're getting them up in the morning and right before we're putting them to bed. Or in some cases, before I was doing this, I would be getting home after my kid was already asleep. So if I just don't see you in passing in the morning, change your diaper, get you ready for school, or just you wake up in the middle of the night, it was a lot of nights where I wouldn't see my kid up. You get what I'm saying? So, and then, like I say, just on my end, with me being over the road, I might be on the road a week or two at a time before I come home. So, other than that, yeah, I can still miss a week off the road too. You get what I'm saying? So I can, once again, if the money's there, I can buy that time. And I think that's what we're all doing it for, so we can make whatever plans or schedules, or pretty much just put our own personal lives to our own liking, however we want to do it. But once again, that just comes with discipline, that even if you were working for somebody, you wouldn't need this type of discipline.
You dropping a lot of gems, man.
Obi discusses some of the most important things to consider with his business model. He also breaks down what factors come into play that determine how much you can make week by week.
You can't necessarily just say, I want to make $2,000 this week, and you gonna go make it, because they gonna call. You not the one booking your load. So if you booking your own load and you got the goal set for yourself, it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna take this load and this load and this load, and that's my 2,000. With this, they may call with several loads, but it might be a $400 load, it might be a $700 load. And with them still being who they are and how they operate as far as dispatching, it's still like a bid war. They can call you all day. I can get 3, 4, 5 calls in one day. But unless they already have it, they still got to bid. They still got to know what they doing. They still, some of these dispatchers, they build their own relationships with some of these companies and get loads that way. But it's just a difference going about it this way, which, like I say, has its pluses and its negatives, but I don't really focus on the negatives too much, because, like I said, I've been doing this long enough now. If it wasn't working for me, I would have figured something else out by now.
What's a great week in the cargo van business, and what is considered a bad week in the cargo van business?
So for me, and I'm just gonna go with the before. A great week could be anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000. And like I say, a bad week, I've had a week where I might have only gotten one run, and it just depends on where that run goes. Depends on how far, how close. So it's just like anything. If you don't make it this week, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You gotta get it the next.
you gotta get it the next week. So it's just you could go from having a $4,000-$5,000 week to a $300-$400 week. Thankfully for me in this cargo van, the only thing that I've honestly had to replace is probably like my AC compressor. For me personally, it cost me a little over $3,000 a month just to keep business going.
Okay.
That's not my personal bills. That's not just my outside life. That's just to ensure, okay, we got the van, we get to and from, we be able to keep business going pretty much. So finding the van wasn't hard. It was like 3,000 down. I think even after after interest and all that tacked on, I think my van only came out to like 30,000.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
So
what year did you sell this was?
this is a 2020.
We've learned quite a few things from Obi and his business model. He's only 9 months in and already making great traction. This video is very critical for those looking to get into the cargo van space, because it really highlights what it takes to get going right from the start. If you like this case study and you need more details, we're going to have a link in the bio to Obi's story. We're going to include the exact steps that Obi had to take starting from zero. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out.